It is 1937. You are asleep. The knock comes at 2 in the morning. Not for drama. At 2 in the morning, your neighbors are asleep too. And nobody sees you leave. They give you 10 minutes to pack. Nobody tells you where you are going, so nobody packs correctly. Men pack a razor. What they needed was a spoon. There is no trial. There is a sheet of paper with a number on it. Article 58. Counter-revolutionary activity. It covers almost anything. A joke overheard. A letter to a cousin abroad. A father who once owned a shop. A colleague who was told to name somebody and picked you because he had to pick somebody. 3 men who have never met you read your file and decided in under a minute. 10 years. Nobody ever tells you what you did. The train takes weeks. You travel in a goods wagon with a hole cut in the floor. You go east, and then you keep going east. And the going east does not stop. 4,000 kilometers. Then 6, then more. The distance is not an accident. The distance is the plan. A man who walks out of a camp in Kolyma has 1,000 kilometers of nothing in every direction. The guards are not really the wall. The map is. At the coast, you are put on a ship. The sea freezes half the year, so if you arrive in winter, you wait. Then you arrive. And here is the thing nobody expects. Nobody tortures you. They do not need to. The camp has arithmetic instead. You are given a work norm. So many cubic meters of frozen ground. So many grams of gold, so many trees. Your bread ration is tied to the percentage of that norm you complete. Read that again, because it is the whole system. Hit the norm, and you eat enough to work tomorrow. Miss it, and you eat less, and tomorrow you are weaker, and you miss it again, and then you eat less again. It is a staircase, and it only goes one direction, and it takes about 3 months to reach the bottom. Everybody understands this, including the foreman, so everybody lies. They call it tufta, padding the figures, signing off on work nobody did, moving numbers around so the men in your brigade eat. A whole economy built on paperwork that is not true, because the alternative is watching people starve on schedule. Outside, it is -50. Spit freezes before it lands. Metal takes skin off your hand. You are working outdoors in clothing that would be thin for a European winter. What actually kills people is not a guard. It is cold, hunger, scurvy, exhaustion, and accidents in mines that nobody bothered to make safe. The system does not want you dead. It wants your labor. Your death is just what running out of labor looks like from the outside. So, you count. Everyone counts. Days, then months, then the last winter, and then, near the end, a piece of paper arrives saying your sentence has been extended. No reason is given. None is required. Around 18 million people passed through this system. Most of them came home. Well over 1 million did not. After Stalin died in 1953, the gates opened, slowly, over years. People walked back into cities that had moved on without them, into flats where somebody else was living, to wives who had been told to divorce them, and had. And then, mostly, they said nothing. Their children found out decades later, from an archive, or a document, or a relative at a funeral who finally decided somebody should know, which raises a question worth sitting with. How many people have you walked past whose grandparents never told them?